Mark, it's live. Mark. Mark.
Hello and welcome to the Mysterious Cheeseburger.
We're so professional every week.
The thing is, that actually doesn't look too different.
No, it does. It does look a lot like JB, actually. Yeah, with his little tongue out.
It's a great likeness.
Hiya.
It does look like he's bleeding in the middle, though. Is that gravy or mayonnaise?
I reckon if you stab JB, he'd probably bleed gravy. Pork gravy, I reckon.
My money's on mayo. Like, straight up, just fucking Hellman's fountain.
Like pop in a little pussy spot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Good evening and welcome to Vape York UK. We're coming from York this week. Where's York?
It's in Yorkshire.
Maybe not them. This evening we have a special guest with us this week. Are we counting this as an audition, or are we just?
Well, it depends if he wants the job at the end of it, doesn't it?
I would, given the panel now, I would definitely come on and fuck about with you a lot on a Tuesday.
Let's take this as an audition then.
Hang on, Chris is leaving, right?
Yeah, don't worry. He's got his nice hat on anyway, so it's kind of like a job interview.
If he's not dead from a heart attack or gangrene or something by the end of next week, then
Who, me or Chris?
Either or.
With us this evening we have Mr. Dale Wilkinson from the Yorkshire Vaper.
Hello.
Hello.
So you can see my face.
We have Mr. What to call you by your proper name now? Mr. Chris Barker from Psychosis Inc.
Hiya.
And we've got Stu from Vulcan Brothers. I had to think then. Sorry, mate.
I came on you in a minute.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Shall we start this again?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's start it again. Mark, it's live.
Good evening. Welcome to Vape York. Vape Yorkin did it again.
I can't do it. Take 3.
As you can see behind Dale this evening, we have quite a swanky new outfit. It's looking good. I want to know, Dale, what happened to your pinny?
What happened to what?
Your pinny.
They don't do them in camping size.
They don't.
To be honest, do you know what it is? I can't bless these guys for putting up with what I can only assume is quite uncomfortable attire from being at work. Because obviously, James was saying, because the aprons haven't worn in yet, they're quite stiff. They're cardboardy because it is proper leather. And I fuck that shit. Yeah.
Mikey Vapes has just said, lovely shop, Dale, but do us a favour, put 50p in the meter.
Mate, if I turn them up, you can't fucking see anything. Oh, you can actually. Never mind. Ignore that.
Who knew that turning lights up made it brighter?
So, Dale, you're open then?
We are. We're still working on it, but we're open.
It's been a hard slog now.
It has, mate, but it's been fucking great. Like, I really enjoyed it. You'll know as well as anyone doing it yourself. It's just fun, and you're able to say, we did that. Like, I'm not knocking any other fucking people.
How much of we is you?
A lot, mate. I did a hell of a lot of the joinery stuff. Most of it. Me and Jason did the majority. We bought these fucking countertop sleeper things, denailed them, belt sanded them, stained them, fit them, everything.
I gotta say, it does look really good, and I'm loving. You've got like a dirty little nag hanging over your right hand shoulder.
That?
Yeah. What is it?
It's a ram's head.
Oh,
It's a ram's head.
I couldn't work out what it was.
We've got 2 of them. One down there.
Ah, that makes sense now.
It's a Yorkshire ram, which I got from America.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a Yorkshire ram's head in Yorkshire, so we had to buy it from New Jersey.
Is it still classed as a Yorkshire ram?
I haven't asked it.
Maybe we should be a bit more conscientious.
Maybe you should shut up.
Might do. I'm trying to find funny food overlays, but there aren't any.
Chris, just put your proper lower third up. We're supposed to.
James, I fucking know that's James. Hello.
I love that phone.
James, fuck off. How fucking do it?
Oh, well done, James. Well
And
done.
now everyone knows that the Yorkshire Vaper is live.
You've got to see that.
That is quality.
Yeah, I love that. Love that.
You should.
Talk us through what you've actually done to the shop, because it's a complete refit, isn't it?
Yeah, we actually gutted the whole place, ripped the electrics out, everything like went back to shell, and just it's.
Some of it you didn't mean to do, though, did you?
What do you mean?
Like some of the ripping stuff out, you didn't mean to rip out.
Well, no, I didn't mean to rip it out, but when I said to my dad, "Can you just go cut all the wires?" I meant the dead electrics. Apparently, I needed to specify phone line, Virgin Media, Sky. I needed to specify those as well, because when we came to put the fucking router back in, the cable was cut outside. When we came to link Sky back up, the cable was cut over there. He'd literally cut every fucking wire he could see, like a fucking dog with a bone.
And didn't half of the ceiling collapse at one point?
On my head, yeah.
What happened there?
It was a suspended ceiling. And I was stood around the middle of the shop while we were taking that down, and we took a few too many hooks off, so the whole fucking ceiling came down on my head.
Do you think this would have been avoided if you weren't part of the DIY force?
No, I can't remember who unhooked it, but it weren't me. I was on the floor. I was on the ground.
Underneath the rubble.
Underneath a shitload of metal and tile things.
Great viewing. We should have got Nick Knowles in to do it.
I've just realised something. We've set Dale off on talking about the new shop already. We've not even talked about what we're vaping on yet.
Oh shit, yeah. Dale, what are you vaping on?
Guess. I'll let you guess the juice.
Raspberry, some shit.
Raspberry. Clio Tank and the new Lost Vape Paranormal, which I got today, which I'm really happy with so far.
Apparently in stock at the Yorkshire Vaper.
Yes. And Age of Steam, apparently.
Yeah, they are indeed at Age of Steam. Yeah,
They may well be at Vape as well.
If you're local to Yorkshire, come to the Yorkshire Vaper. If you're local to Bath, come to the Yorkshire Vaper. And if you're local to Leicester, come to the Yorkshire Vaper.
I'm being told by Gareth in chat that I need to get one of those phones.
No, I think you should get one of those little. Have you ever seen Coming to America? You know, McDowell's. What? The little burger phones.
Oh, burgers, right? Okay, right. With you.
He's still on fast food, guys.
I'm waiting for mine.
You see, yesterday and today, I could have quite happily have ripped that fucking phone out. I think it's that time of the month where people are trying to make up their sales figures.
Is it electricity by any chance?
Is what electricity?
Like the phone calls?
No.
Or are you on about like vape? Because we've had nothing but phone calls about electricity today.
Probably because they've seen so many spikes in the circuitry where you're constantly cutting the cables. And
Nothing's being fucking fully rewired now. It's absolutely safe.
Yeah.
I honest to God, I daren't turn. I used to get James to turn the light switches off because they used to buzz when we touched them. The second day we opened this shop, if you remember, it set on fire.
I do remember.
And we saw the full damage of that when we ripped all the walls out. There was literally bare copper behind the walls.
Yeah, it was a bit mishmash back then, wasn't it?
It was a bit fucked. A lot fucked. Absolutely fucked.
It does show the distance you've gone, though, really, doesn't it? Anyway, what are we vaping on, guys? We're fucking still going back to this.
We're all just so interested.
Dale Studies, Barker. Sorry, JB, what are you vaping up?
Billy Box.
In a box?
This time, I've got.
Oh, that'd be gas. Nick Salts.
No, but this is Salt Nicks, not Mr. Salty. So yeah, Billet Box, open that. Got Frost Box, Pandora V2 on it, with a new tip that I made.
Lovely little lemon drop.
Yeah, it's quite nice. In that I've got Nos.
Fucking chavvy juice, man.
Oh, but it's really nice.
Or is it just fruit and fucking WS23?
Yeah, it's like lychee, but it's really good.
Ah, fuck that. I bet it ruins your cotton and all, doesn't it?
Well, to be honest, this build's been in here for 4 weeks. I was saying to Mark earlier, 4 weeks, same cotton, same coils, and it's not actually that bad.
How often do you vape it, though?
I vape it every night, but only about 5 or 6 hits. Like
So
you said, for 4 weeks, though, it's not bad.
that probably amounts to about 4 days worth at the most.
I don't know. Remember the last RDA that I didn't change the cotton or coil in 4 days. It's not bad. Yeah, that's what I'm vaping on.
As Frosty.
Mark, what are you vaping on?
This evening, I am vaping on the stupid swipey piece of shit and the Pandora.
Oh, Mark needs fucking cue cards this week, doesn't he?
Oh,
Was that even a Pandora? I wasn't looking, to be honest.
it wasn't. And also vaping on the half. Oh, here he goes with food again. And the half mod that I picked up, thanks to James from Fest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last weekend. It seems like forever ago.
Doesn't it? Did you get like post festival come down like you do at a music festival?
Not really.
Oh, I come back and I was feeling really grumpy.
Well, rewind. Who the fuck calls it Vape Festival? You're so middle class. It's unreal.
Chris, what happened there was you didn't listen to the words I said. I said, did you get post fest come down like when you come back from a music festival?
No, you said post festival come down.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
When I said
how much for the bet?
from music
How
festival.
much for the bet?
Look, I'm not having this.
I bet you £1,000. I bet you £1,000 rewatching this. You said festival.
Wait, listen, pork chop, wind your neck in.
£1,000.
Plus, to be honest, Chris, I'm pretty sure people who went can call it whatever the fuck they like.
Yeah, I'm just. That's irrelevant. Who the fuck calls it?
But you're irrelevant because you didn't go.
Shut it, you.
Thanks, Dale.
And in both of mine, I am vaping Guango.
That guava and mango by any chance?
You'd have thought, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Strawberry and pear. No, it's actually Guango and mango. Yeah, guava and mango.
Hey, what's happened to your ability to speak tonight, Mark?
My ability to speak, I don't know.
Where's your lower third gone as well, Mark? What's this amateur hour?
Oh yeah, do you want me? You just want me to be a cunt. That's all you want me to be. There we go. My lower third is back.
You're so good at it though.
That glamour shot, though.
Is Dale tugging one off?
I'm checking it.
Oh, right, okay.
No, Guango.
Oh,
Seriously, very, very. Dale, did you pick these up?
no.
Hot shots.
Oh, I picked some of them up. I didn't get that one though.
Guango, get it, Dale.
I'm checking that. Hot shot.
Ooh. Now, what do you call that?
Nice.
Not niece, like the biscuit.
No, because it's nice. I've called them. I don't know anyone who walks past and says, well, you might down in Leicester. Well, not even Leicester, Melton, where it's very posh. Anyway, let's get some nice biscuits. No, around here they're just stolen. So,
Stuart, what are they? What biscuits are they?
nice.
Stuart, what are the biscuits called?
Well, they're named after Nice in France, so they're called Nice.
Why are they named
I
after?
live in Bath, mate. Everything's. People in Bath don't even call Bath.
No, they say Bath. They do say Bath.
There is an R in it.
Yeah, call it Bath and you find the R.
What's that
Oh,
second?
yes, we moved to Bath 7 years ago, and we've loved it ever since.
What was the second Bad Boy Juice Dale released?
Bavarian Bad Boy.
Bavarian.
know what it's called?
Bavarian, mate.
That's what it's called.
Bavarian Bad Boy.
We all pronounce things differently, okay?
Some of us pronounce things wrong.
Like, you say Ryu, but it's actually Ryu. You know?
Ryu?
Ryu. Everyone calls it fucking Ryu.
No, they don't.
Have you not played Street Fighter? I will put the
Yeah, Ryu from Street Fighter. Ryu and Ken, yeah.
No, Ryu.
It means dragon. It's Japanese, yeah.
What about Kame?
Kami, turtle.
Oh.
Ken.
Yeah, but it's only really relevant if we're Japanese, really, isn't it?
Or Kame as in a mess on the curtain.
Look, we put fucking numbers and pictures on them as well.
Oh, you mean number 2?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like ordering off a takeaway menu.
Do people still do that?
If you can't pronounce the name of the dish, you use the number, don't you?
How can you not pronounce that chicken in sweet and sour sauce?
It's Kame I'm struggling with.
Hang on a minute, so you struggle to Ken?
Lindsay just said, not on my watch.
No, on your face, love.
Oh, bless her.
Quality. What are you vaping on, Stu?
I got 3 today. I'm going to be doing a bit of polishing John Martin's cock by accident.
Please tell me one of them's Bavarian Bad Boy and the other one's Cave.
No.
Shame.
Bavarian Bad Boy came in Rio.
Hey, I like that. It wouldn't taste very nice though, would it?
Dale, it's Ryu.
I got this little Callisto 80 watt that I picked up from Fest with the new Trillium tank from Eden Mods, which is a fucking belter of a sub-ohm tank. Not normally one for a sub-ohm tank, but this thing's really nice.
I do need to get one of them.
This is surprisingly not a piece of shit either. I paid 28 quid for it at Fest, which I'm assuming was like a Fest price. But
I have one of them.
Surprisingly not a piece of shit.
What is it?
It's just a single 18650 80 watt.
What's it called?
The Callisto from Council of Vaper.
Oh, it's called Callisto.
Dale loves Council of Vaper, don't you?
Obviously.
I've got Cactus Punch Tropical Edition from Just Add Nick in there. She's going down an absolute treat. That's like tropical fruits and, well, it's supposed to be like a cactusy agave kind of thing, but it just tastes agave.
What?
Agave.
What the fuck's that?
Oh, do you only vape pretentiously profiled juices? Because it's like you're built to say it.
It's fucking agave, guys. It's agave.
What is it? Like one of your juices is like a fucking strawberry pasty in it. You can call it a beignet or something. I just call it a beignet.
A beignet is a specific. It's a type of fritter that they serve in New Orleans.
Oh, what? Right.
I've also got the Me One again. And in that, I'm vaping slime from Vaping King at 15 milligram, 50/50, I think. That's.
You're not going down that very quickly.
Sorry?
You're not going down that very quickly.
Oh, Risa keeps making loads of it. Fucking brilliant. She's like the fountain of infinite slime. Oh, I regret saying that instantly.
Oh.
On the other side of the room as well. Oh.
What, sliming all over your bed?
What was I thinking?
Do you want to be let into an awesome secret?
I've just gone on YouTube live in front of 46 people and said my girlfriend is the fountain of infinite slime. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, but it's different saying it on watch when 46 people are watching and saying it on the BBC. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Next week you can be auditioning for my position as well, guys. How's about that?
And ironically, you're not here next week anyway, are you?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm off. I'm up in Derby. And then my third setup this week is my Vulcan 1 prototype with a lovely stainless steel Pandora on top and a Money DHD drip tip, which is this is like my favourite setup at the moment. And I'm vaping Hakacho from my own juice line because I'm that kind of wanker that vapes his own juice.
Bless you.
bless you. Oh, fuck.
Fuck's sake, it's not even hard to say.
No, we're not saying it's not hard to say. It just sounds like you've sneezed.
Thanks, mate.
Question of the day: why have you got leopard print bed sheets, Stu?
I've got leopard print bed sheets because I'm exactly the kind of wanker that thinks leopard print bed sheets are cool. Why else would I have them?
Who's ever thought leopard print bed sheets are cool?
Mate, some guy walked past our shop today who thought a fucking leopard print haircut were cool. Like, literally had leopard print hair.
Was it Dennis Rodman?
Honestly, mate.
Dennis Rodman never stopped looking cool, no matter how fucked up he got.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Why are you talking about him in the past tense?
Well, because you just never see him in the news or anything anymore. You never see him on telly anymore. He's never in films anymore.
No, you just don't recognise him.
Why? Is he Denise Rodman now?
He's done so much mad shit to himself, hasn't he?
So we've done that. Dale, talk to us about your shot then. What have you done?
Everything, mate. I took inspiration from, and this is again not brown nosing, people like yourself, Mark, who've done stuff themselves and done the old wood look always looks good. And I've been trying to think about a way of doing it originally, and I think you struggle to do the old industrial look originally because it's a lot of people have done it, but you can always put your twist on it. And I saw a lot of places like yourself and Evo, HT2 in Derby, Nottingham, They all look fucking ace. So yeah, we cracked on and we've just stripped the whole thing out. New counters. So I think we had seating for 6 before. We've got seating for 28 now. There's some booth seating up there, telly, some bar stools and seats, some little wall tables here. Just generally a nicer atmosphere.
I really like the fireplace you put in.
It was already here.
Oh, was it? Was that already there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you put that in.
Mate, fuck that. You know how expensive them fucking things are.
That's what I thought. I knew you were trying to.
It's an original. I think it was Air of Shipley or somewhere, like original cast iron stove. And that was like the stock room originally was on this side of that.
Yep.
So you never saw it, and it always had stock in front of it and stuff. So Nat literally, bless her, masked the whole thing off. It was like a mustard-coloured fire surround, which looked fucking grim. So she sprayed all that like a flat black. James brassoed all the brass bar on it and stuff. And yeah, she cleaned down and fully like refurbed the fireplace. So it was the perfect feature to have in the building for the look we were going for.
I mean, with the Yorkshire tradition, you've got mining lights.
Got what?
Lights from down a mine.
Right, yeah.
They're pretty good. I like them.
And the traditional shit look you've got cladding on your ceiling.
Hey, I didn't put it there. It was there when I bought the place.
Well, you kept it there.
Well, unnecessary expense.
On the ceiling.
It's an unnecessary expense. It's got a certain, I don't know.
Je ne sais quoi.
It's got that real pine lodge kind of feel, isn't it, Chris? So you can like feel like you're in the Alps skiing.
He almost feels like he's in his shed.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll be it.
What happened to
Speaking of in his shed, wasn't it Douglas's birthday like yesterday?
Who's Douglas?
Douglas Mearns.
What's that got to do with in his shed?
Because he's shed mods, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck's sake.
It's a bit of a random...
I was just going to wish the guy happy birthday, but if you're going to question every fucking word I say...
Just a bit of a random way to get there.
What? Someone said shed, and that reminded me of Douglas because his company is Shed Mods.
Your company.
And then I was like, oh yeah, it's Douglas's birthday recently. Douglas, if you're watching this week, mate, happy birthday. Don't mind cunty chops in the corner.
I'm not cunty, I just didn't know why.
I'm not cunty, I just didn't understand the reference.
Talking of cunty, what's first on our agenda this evening?
Oh God, we've got so much to talk about this week, haven't we?
Who hates this company that you can tell us about? Go on.
No, that's just not true.
Look. All the steam's got out of his sails.
No.
Well, no, I thought we were talking about the correct disposal of...
Yeah, let's start with that. Why not?
I can't even think what the other one might be. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, take.
We're closed, mate. We're closed.
Follow my takeaway with the cheese guy again, just waving by.
Oh, look how excited. So we got this. E-cig shop boss sparked chemical scare after fly tipping more than 700 containers of liquid.
Ooh. Now, is this that same guy that got a load out of your Skipdale?
Oh, they didn't even get it out of the skip, mate. They got it from the tip. They saw me at the tip. Like and I even asked what section to put this product in, stupidly, because he's obviously fucking Gypsy John and fucking got him down to empty it.
They're not the same people, are they?
No.
Just FYI, not the same people.
The owner of electronic cigarette store has been hit with a £13,000 bill after fly tipping more than 700 plastic containers of liquid. How do you pronounce that, Stu? Mr. Pronounce everything correctly. Rahis Khan, 31, was hauled before the courts after sparking a chemical alert in Bolton. CCTV of him with his forklift dumping stuff. Look at that.
Fuck me. Like when it says 700 containers, you think to yourself, oh, like 760ml bottles or 710ml bottles, not 705 litre fucking jugs.
25 litres.
Yeah, they're big ones.
Oh, are they 25s?
And there's two funny things to this story, right? For one, he got caught dumping 744 containers, which is hilarious because look at the size of them. How the fuck were you going to hide that? And two,
put a blanket over it.
He paid for that, thinking it was propylene glycol, PG, and it turned out it was acid-based starch. How the fuck do you order 744 containers of that size and not get the ingredients right? How much do you reckon? I mean, how much do you reckon that would cost you if that was PG? Dale? Well, this much PG cost? Probably 10,000 litres.
They're like 20-litre jerrys as well.
Yeah.
So, fucking hell. What's that, 14,000 litres?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of money. You're talking about 25 grand maybe?
So he's put 25 grand on the wrong chemical, then dumped it and got fucked for 13 grand for dumping it. Oh.
Yeah, but there's people who are stupid and then there's Bolton.
That just takes the piss though, doesn't it? Jesus. What was he thinking?
Is this it? Are we just going to have a go at Yorkshire this week?
Do you know what he'll have been thinking? Like, he'll have thrown about 5 or 6 of it at the wall and gone, yeah, beat that. I tell you what, just chuck 2 more over. And then he got to 700 and thought, fuck. Like, he's just stood there at the wall going, they might notice, you know.
What makes me think is that the size of them jerry cans, right? The amount of time it would take you to load them up onto a forklift. He dumped them around the corner from his place of business as well. It's not like he got them somewhere where it was like inconspicuous. Like, if you were going to fly tip a sofa, you wouldn't do it at the end of your street, would you?
Well, that wasn't a sofa, Chris. You need a 7.5 ton fucking tail lift to get rid of that in one lot. You can't literally pull the tail lift back up, fucking reverse really fast and slam on and just fuck it all off into a field. You get seen, mate.
How much do you reckon that would weigh as well? That's a good, 20 tons there, maybe.
Well, there's literally going to be 20 kilos per drum. Because it's like for like kilo to pretty much to weight for PG.
Give or take.
So that's a lot of fucking weight for 700.
What's the 700 in?
Well, that'd be 14,000 kilos, which would be 14 tons.
It's not even a little bit though. It's not even like you couldn't even get away with a ton. Have you seen an IBC? Like a fucking 1 ton IBC. You couldn't even ditch that and not get seen. How do you ditch 14's worth?
Well, see, the thing, I look left and right if I accidentally knock a crisp packet or something onto the floor or drop a receipt on the way out the shop. And I can't be asked.
You knock a crisp packet on the floor, don't lie. You scramble like fuck so they don't touch the floor.
Do you know what I mean? Though? If I accidentally drop a bit of rubbish on the floor or something because I'm carrying stuff and I can't pick it up or whatever, I'm paranoid about people looking at me. Can you imagine dumping 14 fucking tons of e-liquid? Well, not even e-liquid, acid-based starch.
Apparently, if you read the article, it admits to throw in an amount over per week.
Yeah, that's what I was reading the other day. I can't remember how. It said so there was a 999 call, and they were a bit worried about the chemicals. He said he'd been using a forklift to tip the containers over the wall over several days. Now, how many days is several days for that many containers of that fucking size? Like, you're talking best part of a month, I'd say.
Yeah, he's a busy boy getting rid of that.
Fuck yeah, no.
Absolute madness. But also, just more fucking negative press for the industry as well. Like, think about what you're fucking doing, you knob.
It was only acid-based starch, so that could have been like a restaurant or... It's just a joke, isn't it? I mean, surely the 13 grand he's had to pay in compensation, it would have been cheaper just to pay someone to remove it.
You just get the company who bought it off to take it back.
Yeah.
You could just, if you poured it away, I know that's not a great solution, I'm not recommending it, but if you just poured it away, you could dump 14 tons of it and no one would have a fucking clue. Apart from the massive dead patch of grass on some poor farmer's field. You wouldn't. That would take up zero room. They're not even clear containers. Like inconspicuous. The bleach white. You know what I mean? With fucking red lids, beacons.
Was he there afterwards? After he'd seen how much had mounted up, sort of going, lads, I think we better chuck a couple of twigs over this or something. It stands out a bit.
You reckon it was like when they marvelled at their work after building the pyramids? Because a lot of fucking work went into dumping that.
How many men died making that pyramid of fucking liquid containers?
What makes me even more concerned is that if he had that product too long for him to return it, then what has he been using it for, and how long has he been using it for?
Well, I hope it's not in his fucking liquids.
They were a reputable producer of nicotine. Now, that's not me saying we've just switched because that's what's happened. Like, we've never used them personally, but they were a really popular, well-used and well-known nicotine distributor.
And I thought that was Dark Star.
No, see, you know, you can buy a TV, Chris, from Curry's or Asda or Argos. There's more than one supplier of TVs. It's the same with nicotine, mate.
Yeah, right. Also, I was just saying, I thought you might have got mistaken for Dark Star. We don't want to tarnish their reputation by telling them there was them that dumped fucking 16 tons of shit.
Well, thanks for correcting me. I didn't need to be corrected, mate. But the Blue Star is who I'm talking about.
All right, sorry, Chief.
Legit, a big. I know some companies who use them or possibly used.
Oh, this juice is really acidic.
I'm getting heartburn from it.
Yeah, we've got any Rennies. Yeah, you don't get nick shots, you get a bottle of fucking Rennies with it.
So, did anyone go down to London at the weekend?
Daniel Little.
I heard J-Mark was there.
Sorry, the way I said that, it just was funny, the way it came out. There was a lot of thieves at this show, weren't there?
Yeah, so I've heard.
It's fucking atrocious. It's almost as bad as dumping liquid, you know, in the way it gives us a bad reputation. It's...
Yeah, but that sort of thing won't get to the news, though, like Vape.
Nah. But what we're missing, you're talking a good few hundred quid worth of camera, a phone, mods, God knows what else.
You just bought 2 purges as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
At the show.
It's a fucking joke. Apart from that, did anyone go? And was there anything good that happened there? Because from what I heard, there was a load of thieves and it was pretty shit.
There was a load of tube mods there that are a bit like, they're good mods, but they were just surrounded by arseholes. So, I mean, I didn't bother just because they were there. Like, you know, I didn't want to be around negative stuff. But yeah, apparently there was a wanker there, so I didn't bother.
Yeah,
I'd heard something similar, actually.
I wasn't sure, but I was told it wasn't that great. How big was it? Was there many stands there?
I've got no idea.
Phil went. I don't know if Phil's in the chat. I know Phil went down. And Teshi, I think.
Yeah, I had a few phone calls from people saying, "Are you coming down?" No, mate. Yeah, you dodged a bullet there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard about some unsavoury characters being there. Sorry, it's a bit cold.
That's about as subtle as a house brick through someone's window.
Sorry. Oh, it was just funny.
I just can't get over the amount of dodgy fucks that went there.
Big congratulations to Purge, by the way, for winning mechanical mod of the show. Or
massive congratulations to Purge. Like, I couldn't be happier for them.
Absolutely.
There are only 2 entries, and like Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last. So well done to Purge. Very well done to Purge.
How salty is that pizza, Dale?
It tastes a little bit bitter, but I'm really enjoying it. Like,
maybe it's made with acid-based starch. Oh, fucking hell.
You're a bastard. I'm on a diet, and I give my left tit to eat that.
I started mine down on Monday.
But no, in all seriousness, though, it's fucking a joke how you cannot go to a show. I mean, you don't see this expo, do you? Maybe the odd thing will go missing, but...
We have done in the past, though, Chris. There has been some proper thieving cunts at expo over the years. There has been a lot of stuff gone missing. I've been particularly paranoid at shows. Obviously, we use plastic boxes as our testers.
Yeah.
And I've always been worried about leaving stuff about. And if anyone knows me, I'm a fucker for it.
Yeah,
I put stuff down and leave it there.
I think I had to give you your billet box back about 3 times, or so I had to give you something back about 3 times. You just left on the counter.
Honestly, I'm terrible for it. I'm terrible for it, but I'm too trusting. You know, I trust people aren't going to steal my shit. But yeah, no, thieves boil my piss. Honestly, thieves boil my piss.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because it's kind of like when it's become, it makes you question as well, places like things like at Fest, how safe your tent would be left with stuff in it. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think about thieves, Dale? You had a mod stolen, didn't you, at Fest?
Did
Oh,
you?
you did. Robbing cunts. We took my 6 AM mod. We had all, I mean, I don't know what they're planning to fucking do with it because it's got our branding on it, but why? It's a fucking eye power. I use them because they're cheap.
40 quid mod?
What?
40 quid mod, if that?
Yeah. Well, that's why we use them as testers. I'm not going to use a fucking Duke every time I want someone to try a juice. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Madness. Absolute fucking madness.
Robbing cunts.
Yeah, so it sounds like London was a bit of a flop.
Yeah, Phil Reeves just said, yeah, it was very small, but it was just okay. And Dale, you were not quite right. There was a
couple of cunts, not just one.
A couple of cunts, not just one.
As well as losing the inability to speak.
Like, compared to Fest, which was getting hyped for like weeks and weeks on the run-up, like, was anyone hyping this London show at all? Did anyone give a fuck?
They came into us and tried to sell us a stand at Fest the week before. So
how competitive was the pricing?
I didn't ask. I just said I won't go in.
All right. I mean, it's a bit of a silly thing to do, put it a week after Expo, a week after Fest, and trying to pimp out stand spaces to fucking people at Expo, Fest, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but that's for those like few people that didn't go to Fest, I suppose, isn't it, Chris?
I think it was a couple of, when I spoke to him at Expo about it, I think it was a couple of grand cheaper for like a 6x6 than it was at Expo. But to me, a couple of grand cheaper isn't worth it when Expo's got the footfall and the draw. Do you know what I mean? From a business point of view, it's got it's worth the amount you pay for Expo, whereas this one didn't have the traction yet, so it wasn't worth the amount. And pitching that to people who had just paid in the hundreds rather than the thousands for a marquee and a space at a festival, and you go, yeah, you can have a stand for £5 grand. It's like, can I? Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, you're selling to the wrong crowd.
Especially if there was only like, you know, a tenth of what Expo gets through the doors. So expectantly, you'd pay a tenth of the price. Do you know what I mean?
You've got to start somewhere, though.
You've got to, one day at a time. You've just got to take your time and build things up.
Sounds like it was a bit depressing overall. So
it wasn't the show for me.
Hopefully they'll, it'll build. It all start. Everyone starts somewhere.
I mean, what we don't want to get to is a situation like in the States, isn't it?
Well, there's a show every other week everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can literally, if you want to, travel to a vape show every single weekend in the States. Every weekend.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll get there though, to be honest.
You think we will or won't?
Will, and I'll tell you why. Because as much as, and I'm not so much the Expo guys, I like what they're about and stuff, and the Fest guys, but these shows that are popping up in Harrogate, Manchester, that are popping up and dropping and stuff like that, and when they pop up and do it and no one turns up, the organisers don't give a fuck if no one turns up because everyone's paid for their stand. They've spent 50 grand renting a room and taken 900 grand from stands off people. If those people turn up and make no fucking money, oh no, they won't come back next year, but I've just made 850 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't care. So that's why they keep popping up, and that's why we'll get to that point, because they don't, the people who will ruin it will be the people who see the quick buck involved. The same people who ruin e-liquid by not going down the right channels of cleanliness. The same people who ruin mods by making shit ones. You know what I mean? Sorry, Chris.
Hey, I haven't made any shit mods.
I'm joking, mate. It was a joke.
Anyway, yeah, it is a bit fucking ridiculous. I think the thing as well is that you're trying to in London or in Birmingham, you've got the potential to create something massive. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're doing it on a wet weekend in Reigate. Do you know what I mean? You've got potential to do something big. If you're going to do something big, do something big. Don't charge big prices and do something that's substandard.
But I mean, this is the thing with the London shows. Even Jam doesn't particularly interest people compared to Expo.
The first one was good.
The only one that really seems to capture anyone's interest at the moment is Expo. Like if you look industry wide, like everyone knows when Expo is and either wants to go or is going.
Yeah, I mean, they say different strokes for different folks, don't they? But I think the industry standard should be like Expo.
Sorry, Chris, did you just have a dagger in your hand?
Sorry?
Did you just have a dagger in your hand?
No, a kitchen knife. I was
Is that one of those endless neochrome kitchen knives?
It is. Yeah, no, it's a shame because Fest is different. That's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? It's a different type. It's different. It's a different. What's the word?
The thing is, Fest isn't an expo. Fest is
it's a different. It's a different market. It's a different, different experience. But when it comes to shows like Expo, Vape Jam, blah 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 blah, they're always going to be similar because they're all, designed to copy or imitate or replicate.
And they are extremely close to each other, time-wise.
Sorry?
They're extremely close to each other, time-wise, as well, within like 3-4 weeks of each other.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, the thing is that the Americans come over and say how good Expo is because of how big it is, how much variety there is, the amount of different people doing different things. They're all quality. Now, can you imagine if an American wastes the money to come over here and is disappointed by a shit show
and goes to Vape Collective?
To be fair, Vape we had a number, didn't we, at Vape Collective? Regardless of, I didn't vend Collective. I know Dale did. See you, Chris. It was it was an enjoyable weekend as far as the social goes. We all got to get together, we all got to have a laugh, blah 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 blah. As much as we shit on Collective, I had fun.
I've signed up to Vend Collective next year, and I'm hoping that in the intervening time between now and next summer, when it comes around, the hype will build for it and people will want to give it a shot because it's under new organisation and people will say it's not the same show as it was. Maybe even if I didn't enjoy it previously, I'll give it another go this time because it's being organised by different people and it's going to be a different show. I'm hoping that Collective becomes sort of the second Fest, to be honest.
It's got the potential to.
I came across wrong then. I actually really enjoyed it, both personally and through business and financially. I saw people whinge about Collective. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. When people whinged about no customers being there, it was great for us as a business. It was worth us going, like 100%. And I said that to Mark. So I'm not knocking, me personally, I wasn't knocking the last Collective. I was knocking the cluster that is Vape Collective too, in my opinion. That's that, and I know you've signed up to Vend it, Stu. I don't mean to be a dickhead, but I just mean the whole what's happening in disorganisation is what bothers me about the second one.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We've got a year, and it's a cheap event to vend. So I think it's one of those things. We need to see how it plays out, and hopefully it will build momentum, and people will get behind it, and the trust will be there, and it will turn out to be a great event. I'm willing to take a punt on it because I want it to be a great event, and I think if enough businesses say, "Yeah, I'm willing to take a punt on it because I want it to be a great event," then it will be.
Absolutely. I know. I spent a lot of time with Dale and the 2IV gang at Collective, and as James has said in live chat, we were the busiest because we put the effort in. I don't think there was a moment where the TYV tent wasn't busy. It was rammed all weekend. You did the cloud comp, which certainly pulled in a lot of numbers, didn't it?
Yeah, the world that were Ed from who did World Series of Cloud Chasing. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like you say, if you put the effort in, if you play it right, it will be successful. If you turn up negatively and put no plan in, put no preparation in, no, I'm a bugger for last minute. I'll put my hands up to that, and I'm sure Dale will vouch for that. That I am a terrible, terrible last minute person.
10 to 10, Mark.
Definitely, but if you plan it right, it will probably work for you. But hey ho. Phil, Collective was good for all those vendors that put in the effort in, James. Evolution and TYV were obviously busier as they have a bit of a name, but the circus tent was rammed, Generals did well, etc. So, maybe not everybody did well from Collective, but you see it from a marketing perspective, you were there, you had presence, be proud of that fact.
I think the thing to bear in mind, we say this about every event. We say it about Expo, we say it about Fest, the events that we choose to cover as a show. You always get out of an event what you put in. Like, you don't go to Fest with the same head on your shoulders as you go to Expo with. And in that same token, you shouldn't be turning up to an event like Collective with the same head on your shoulders as you'd go to an event like Expo or Jam. They're a very different kind of event. And you're a very different kind of busy.
For me, Expo is very much fast, and you're there and you're representing your brands and everything else. It's fast, it's quick. You don't really get that time to spend with your customers. You don't really get time to stand and chat. And okay, the B2B days are a little bit more relaxed, but when you get to the Saturday, the Sunday, it's just manic all weekend. Whereas with the likes of Fest, with the likes of Collective, it's more relaxed. You get time to sit and chat to the brand and have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
race around and try and be the first to buy this, that, and the other.
For me, I would have said, like, at an event like Fest, which is what I would compare Collective to, you should still be busy as a vendor, but you should be busy spending one-to-one time with your consumers, actually dealing with them as a person, and that should be what's keeping you busy. At Expo, you're busy fucking just selling products constantly, because that's what people go to Expo for, to pick shit up.
The way I view Expo is very similar to what you said. I believe the cost to attend a show as a business dictates the formality and the amount you've got to be into it. Say, for example, just numbers, and I'm talking like what it costs you to vend, hotels, everything. Just for people who don't know the scale of it, I might be over-exaggerating, under-exaggerating, but say Fest costs you, for something like what we do, $2,500 to attend. Now, I'm not saying that it's only $2,500, but it's a lot lower than spending 25, 30 grand when you go into Expo. Now, the way I look at that as a business, I'm not known as being a formal person. I am not a suit and tie guy. I'm not a let's sit down and have a board meeting geezer. But I also understand that if it's cost me 30 grand to be somewhere, whilst the advertising and the follow-up wholesale is great, you've got to get that money back. So I have to spend time, and the wholesale guys have to spend time really connecting with new people. I'm not saying that at Fest those people don't matter, but people come to Fest, like you say, for a community conversation. They might come into your tent because they want to say hello, not because they want to buy something. Whereas Fest, at Expo, you've got to make that money back. You've got to build the business connections that you can build on after the show. Whereas Fest is Fest. The people who are going there are consumers. Although wholesale was pretty busy there. But, I think that's where the formality has to come in. I have to put a sensible head on for at least an hour.
Yes, it is always going to be get what you put into it, really, isn't it? But you don't, it doesn't have to cost you the world. But at the same time, it's worth investing in if you want to get something back out of it as well. Do you know what I mean? It goes both ways. If you want to get somewhere, you've got to invest money or time or resources or, to make... I suppose any event is like polishing a turd, isn't it? It's just an empty room until you do what you can with it.
It's a risk. At the end of the day, you could be the most popular brand in the world. You could spend 150 grand on a stand, and there are people who do that, and the stands look shit hot. But if you don't get the custom, or you haven't hit the right mark, or you haven't got the right product for the people who attend, it's a risk completely. Do you know what I mean? 100% risk. So you're taking the first expo we did back in May, which was Expo, and it absolutely cleaned us out. Like, as a business, really took a lot of our funds. Back then, that were a hell of a lot of money. But what we took after that, the way we built, has grown our company so that we can do expos now and be more comfortable in doing them. So I would say to any business who has not been to Expo, that is the one you need to hit and the one you need to go to, because it's fucking. And we keep talk about the formality side of things. On a night, I have more fun on a night of an Expo evening than I do it. I enjoy fest and stuff, but I have never had more fun than on the evening of an Expo and the nights after Expo.
That's only because it's the casino there, Dale. Come on, be honest.
No, it's because the convention it was on across the road.
The thing is as well, though, like, you talk about the financial impact of for businesses of attending things like Expo, but like, Dale, look at what we're doing at Expo. You know, there's means and ways of even younger, newer businesses making those kind of events affordable, isn't there?
Yeah, and that, we spoke about that. I spoke about that to you, to Mark, about obviously the whether it's public knowledge or not, we're all involved in business together in one way or another. And I got everyone. I think everyone deserves a help or a step up, or in some way deserves the same exposure as any other company, regardless whether they're new or 5 years old. I got help when I started by the little loan I got from parents to start my business with. Everyone gets help at some point, and I don't mind giving it to people who appreciate it. Like I say, people help me from time to time with things, whether it be business or not. And I think it's not the most expensive thing to do. Like you said, the plan that we're working on, I think it'll be great for all of us. You know what I mean? Because we cover so many different bases, and it makes it a split carry for a big presence. Do you know what I mean? And I think it'd be great. And the more people you get on that, like, the more obviously it works out for me for one reason, it works for you for another reason, but it works for all of us. That's the point. If you start being selfish in your business and selfish in your promotion and give me this, shit don't work.
Exactly, yeah.
All of us here, every single one of us are linked in one way or another through business.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
You know, we all support each other, whether it be. Hey, he's got Pandora.
Oh. Fuck off. Let me check his temperature.
Yeah, we all support each other in one way or another. I get one as well. Yeah, we all support each other. And it's a shame that more businesses aren't more like that. You know, a lot of businesses are me against the world. And, you know, why go against the world? Why not work together? You know, it makes life.
I mean, the thing is, you know, look how quickly companies grow when they make healthy relationships with their competitors instead of trying to oust their competitors. Like,
I think
Dale, you've said this before. This is your words I'm quoting now, that there's enough money in this game for all of us.
I agree.
I think every single one of us has helped each other out in one way or another.
Every person in this room, I have stocked their product.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I've done exactly the same.
Yeah.
I've currently got Pandora's in. I am still negotiating with that tight-fisted bastard to get Cayman and the rest of them.
What do you mean negotiating? I said, tell me how much you want to pay.
Yeah, and I'm letting you sweat. That's how business works. We're still mates, but, you know, I'm going to screw it. You know what I mean? But, yeah, like, there'll be two people in your group, Stu, in Vulcan Bros.
Vulcan Bros, I love that. As an 80s kid, I love that.
Simon Callahan and Tom Wilson. They come into, in fact, Simon's missus works for us, Abby, and they come into our shop every single Saturday. They joined your group, and we were in here talking about they were on your group, and they were dying to try, I think it was Kane and Hakacho. I might have said them wrong, I'm sorry if I have. But, and they, because we don't have it on the shelf, are going to Mark.
Yeah.
Right there. So I'm not stood in my shop thinking, if I'd have had it behind me, I'd have been a bit like, come on, mate. You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't, for 1 second, that does not bother me because they're getting what they want and they'll still come in on Saturday and chill with us and have a coffee with us when we've got a fucking machine again.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
it does not, honest to God, it does not bother me. I live a comfortable life. My family lives a comfortable life. I don't want to. I wouldn't turn down £1 billion. You know what I mean? I'm not a dickhead, but I've got no desire to be a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire. I want a comfortable, safe, secure life. That's what I make.
Even when you go down to the inner workings, not even talking about who stocks what and who buys and sells off of who. Even if you go down to the inner workings of business, and you take this chat as an example, right? Dale manufactures. Dale owns the company that manufactures my product. Chris co-designs my products with me on my hardware, and Mark has been involved in. At some point, he's received pictures of prototypes and had looks at everything for his opinion on stuff all the way through. Like, even when you go into the inner workings of businesses, we literally help each other run each other's companies.
Yeah, I mean, like,
none of us are skint. You know, what I mean? That was like a dickhead. None of us are skint, and we would. One of us would be if they were getting fucking screwed by the other three. Two of us would be if two of them were screwing it. As long as we're all comfortable and happy, and that's a good working relationship. And I have people I won't deal with, and there's people I can guarantee you won't deal with me, and that's because of past arguments or whatnot. Mark might have a few people. Chris definitely does because I struggle to work with him. But you know, those are the sort of people who, if they can't tolerate me, I will not fucking change. I have not. I would like to hope that you have not seen any change in me in the past 2.5 years. I will tell you if you're a dickhead. You know what I mean? That is so simple. And I will not change that to sell 100 bottles of juice.
That is what I respect about the people I work with, the people that I'm friends with, the people I choose to socialise with, the people I choose to do business with. If Dale thinks I'm making a bad move, if Dale thinks I'm being a dick, he'll fucking tell me.
Well, it's like, for instance, the other day, Stu had some harebrained idea, and I told him, I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's a waste of time and a waste of money. Now, for me, it would benefit me because I design RDAs. We've got to design RDA for Stu, and it would do me a favour if his looks stupid or cost him more money. But it doesn't work like that because his success is my success is his. If we're all winning, there's no one loses. Do you know what I mean? It's not like the Rogue and Purge situation where there was definitely a loser. You know, we all win.
Just one loser though. Just one.
And it wasn't Purge. Like, congratulations again to Purge for coming first. Because if you are not first, you're last. So well done, Purge. Commiserations to the cut losers. But, you know, shit happens. Try better. Maybe get your plastic springs back. Those who shall not be named. Arsehole.
Is that a mark on your camera lens, Dale?
Yeah. It's been a right cunt, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a funny looking mark. It's sort of in the shape of a cock and balls.
No, it looks like a J.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, like a floppy cock, yeah.
What a cunty mark on that camera. Yeah, hashtag winning, guys.
Yeah, so
Harley Sheen in it.
Yeah, as Phil66 in the chat has just said, Vape Talk Incorporated. Well, welcome to the board meeting.
I fucked my lens up now. I've got grease and fucking pizza fingers on my lens.
I was going to say, it
life every day.
Like headlights with VG fog on the windscreen.
Can I just bring up, as I know Dale won't, TYV, they've got their meet on the 2nd of September. I know I'm trying to be there. I know Chris will be there because Chris wouldn't miss something like that.
Because we're all friends, aren't we? We're all friends. I stopped paying most. If he's not here, I'll fucking
wait. Can I just, what date are we fucking off?
What's a holiday?
Yeah.
The end of September, Chris. Don't go early in September because I won't be there.
Why can't you make the meet towards the end of September so I'll already be there?
Because I'm going to Benidorm, mate, with you.
I didn't mean on the day we fucking leave, you tosser.
Yeah, that don't work for me, Chris.
I mean, you know, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man that walked 1,000 miles to turn up at your door. But I'm only doing it once a month. It's not happening.
Right, we would have done it in September because it's on the 2nd.
So why don't you do it at the end of the fucking month?
I'm not angry about it. I've had a post we've done now.
Either way, 2nd of September, TYV, Lowtown, Pudsey. Get yourself down there. I'll be there, hopefully. Chris JB will be there. Camera. There we go. The official relaunch.
Change that to like the 22nd or something.
Shut up. You're getting on my tits now.
Wait, sorry. Someone's just said in the chat they're at Metopia. That sounds amazing. What is it? Please tell me it's like a big barbecue.
I might go there. What are you saying? Hang on, Chris. So you'll go to a fucking barbecue? Big Mac wielding chopper.
I didn't say I would go. I said it sounded amazing.
Surprised you can hear all the grease in your ears.
Fucking you could talk. I'm checking the grease all over your camera lens.
Me on the job, mate.
Right. So has anyone got anything for this evening's boner board?
Purge mod.
I've got some stuff for bonus yet.
Yeah. Stu, share it. I'll go first to get mine out of the way.
Okie doke. Sharing my boner. There we go.
I don't know why, but everyone else's is full screen and Stu's has got a black border around it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's causing that.
I don't know. Right, let's go with the first one. This is, it kind of has to sit in the middle. I think it can go on John O'Brow. It's got to stay in the middle because it's a sort of double-edged sword.
What is it?
Effort. You get back what you put in. I think it can't be fully charged because some people put in the effort and some can't be proper cunty because some people don't put in the effort. But I think it's a very important part of this journey when it comes to products, when it comes to quality, when it comes to, you know, if you make the best fucking juice in the world and you put a cat anus or alien piss or whatever written on the bottle, no one's going to fucking buy it. It's going to make it look like a cunt. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a boner.
Sorry, can I just add, Andrew, in the chat, you guys are spot on. Americans can only watch in amazement. Here it's, I want to be a millionaire in a week and screw everyone along the way. Keep it up.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. God save the Queen.
That comment is right on the mark, honestly.
It really is.
It's just a shame, really, because, you know, there's so much potential for everyone to benefit.
There's no need to go rogue. Honestly.
I thought you'd probably squeeze one joke in tonight, but I didn't realise you was going to squeeze more than one.
I'm used to squeezing into things.
Let's just keep it at the one joke and we'll leave it at
Oh.
One joke does plenty.
Right, we'll go with I like that. We'll go to the next one because that's really not debatable, is it? It's right down the middle. The next one's proper cunty. Proper cunty. Now we've been talking about what we've been talking about.
Is that the human centipede?
No. Do make it bigger.
It won't big. It won't big. There you go, big.
Now that we're talking about what we're talking about, it looks like I'm talking about that, but I'm not. I'm talking about thieves. Thieves being proper cunts. But this also kind of symbolises how people in America seem to do business.
Sorry. Is that just a giant picture of lots of reach-arounds?
Playing pocket hockey with each other. No, I mean, it's to symbolise thieving. People having their shit stolen at events. It's just bollocks, isn't it?
Proper cunty.
Proper cunty. So if anyone does discover a bag with a camera or whatever in it, can you kindly return it to the person that you stole it from? You can't. Any objections to that being proper cunty?
No. Cunt.
Who else has got boners?
What's the next one up? Because it is proper cunty unless it's been stolen from someone who's a dickhead.
Well, actually, yeah, we'll move that one. That is a very fucking good point. running empty.
So it's okay to steal from dickheads.
Yeah, Robin Hood did it.
Well, no, he stole from the rich.
Dickheads.
But they, like,
Dale's rich. He'd still knock someone's head off if the stole.
perfect example. I watched a it was like a news article that they'd added together and made a little video out of. And some girl had her bike stolen. Someone told her it was up for sale on a Facebook group. She went to visit someone. She went and made an arrangement to go and meet the guy and get to buy this bike. She got him to hold an old set of keys and empty cigarette packet while she tested the bike out and fucked off back home on it. It was her bike. She stole it off him because he was a cunt. I think it's just. I think it means that she was justified in doing it.
That's a solid point, though, there, Chris, in the chat. There's no point in stealing from poor people.
That is very fucking true.
I honestly hate the term poor people. I think it's ridiculous, but it's a fair point. If someone's got nothing, it's stealing from them. It's pretty difficult.
I mean, I think the worst people could steal from poor people. Have you ever any of you seen that fucking video? It was like a social experiment. You know, they do them cunty things to people, try and make them look bad or look good or whatever. And the people walked around New York in a money suit. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and then like all these fucking businessmen with like Rolexes and fucking sports cars are taking handfuls of money off this bloke's coat that he had covered in money, and a homeless man took $2 off. Do you know what I mean? It's that's. Some people are just greedy cunts.
Taking what he needs, not what he wants.
Exactly. Some people are just greedy fucking arseholes. Not naming any names, but I can think of one or two. Who's got bonus next?
Do you want me to do mine next?
Why not?
Right. So the first one's just a quick one, just because I've been playing with it this week. It's not my dick. I've been playing with it this week, and I think it's pretty dope, but I want to know if you guys have had a play with it and what you think of it. If you have, but it's still not my dick. So this is just a quick one. There it is. And loading. Still loading. Oh, wicked. Chandler from the Vaguely Vaping related podcast is in the chat. He is an absolute fucking dude, and his podcast is awesome. Anything? Bonerboard's buggy for me tonight. Come on. There we go. It's the Nightcore i8.
It looks cool. I haven't had a chance to use one.
No.
Has any of you had a little use of one yet?
No, not yet.
Well, yeah.
Right, it's a bit tight with the 2700s. It's a little bit tight with the 2700s. But it's fucking cool. It's really lightweight, really simple to use. And as you can see from that picture, it's got 2 USB outs on it. So when you've got it plugged in, you can also use it as a little USB charging station for your other bullshit.
Yeah,
So,
I saw them. Did you get it in the Midlands Vaping shutdown sale?
No, I got it from Age of Steam.
Oh.
Can we just add, whilst we're talking about Midlands Vaping, that I think it's a collaboration between Endless and V-Juice of are taking over at least the property that Midlands Vaping were in.
Yeah. I don't know if they've acquired the company. That wasn't made clear in the announcement.
No.
But, they are certainly at least taking over the premises, which is super cool for Paul.
Definitely. All the best to them. I hope it does really well, because obviously, Midlands were at the forefront from very early days, and he made it quite public. The reasons, Andy, we're talking about Andy made it quite public, quite clear the reasons why he was shutting down.
I didn't see that.
Go look it up. I'm not gonna broadcast the reasons, but yeah. No, all the best to them. Hopefully, Hopefully it will do well. It will do well with V-Juice and Endless behind it. Sorry, Shady Vaping behind it. They're going to do well, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are. I mean, yeah, the charger looks good. I've got a 6-bay Blue 6, or whatever it's called, the Bluetooth one, and that's currently now a 4.5 bay. So I could do with the new charger anyway.
Well, I mean, literally, the only negative I can find on this thing at this stage is on the 2700s. It's a little bit bitey taking them out.
What does it cost?
They're about 48 quid.
What stuff discount are you going to give me?
I'm not, because...
See, this is why I go to the Yorkshire Vaper or Vape-esque, mate.
It's not my shop. I don't own Age of Steam. I just work there.
Yeah, I'm sure you can...
This is my shop. We charge 45 quid, but I will still charge 48.
Oh, Dale, you're the best.
Do you know what thing that bugs me about the Nightcore chargers is over time, them springy bits get tight.
They do, yeah, they do. Yeah, it can be a bit with my D4. I mean, to be fair, I've had my D4 for about 2 years, and I'm just getting to the point now where I want to replace it, and it's because Bay 1's spring is getting really tight.
I haven't had D12 for years. No, man.
Wasted.
The Detroit rap group, made famous by their association with Eminem and 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were quite good. Well done, Chris. Well done.
Anyway.
So yeah, I want to put the i8 on. Tentatively, I want to put it on freaking awesome, as long as it lasts. But I'm willing to move it down in a couple of months' time if it shows any early wear and tear.
I'm happy with that. I will test one out, providing Dale charges me less than 48 quid.
45 in one.
Go 45 to you, Chris. Right, and then my other boner is a bit more of a serious one, and I am putting it in proper cunty.
This is really fucking annoying.
What is?
I'm keep getting like a layer of like, not chicken grease.
It's nothing to do with the rape alarm around your neck.
Not fucking a pair of Beats headphones.
Don't be daft. Anyway, Mark, no one would ever rape Chris.
You can't get it all right.
You can see it. You know, like when you get a sticker stuck on something and you peel it off after ages, and it has that layer of like slimy stuff. I don't understand what. No matter how often I clean it, it keeps coming back. Initially, I thought it was earwax, but it's not.
That's fucking disgusting.
It's not. I thought it might have been. But every time I wipe it off, more comes. I don't know whether it's like a little bit of seepage.
Stop using the curtains then.
It's definitely not earwax. I've double checked it. I don't know whether it's got like a protector.
So, Chris, are you finished moaning about your headphones? Because I want to get onto my second boner.
I paid fucking not 150 quid for these.
Well, it's your stupid fucking fault, isn't it?
Right, arsehole. Talk about Easter.
Well, it will please you to hit. It might please you to know that Vulcan Brothers are planning to release a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones quite soon. So,
Vulcan Bros.
Yeah, Vulcan Bros. If you want a new pair, then maybe I'll be able to sort you out.
Are you going to stick a fucking sticky label over the B on Beats and put a V on it or something?
Yeah, Beats. Yeah, because
they also wax your arsehole.
Some of them Beats.
It waxes your arsehole at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect for you.
So come on, talk about Easter.
Yeah, so recently I noticed that one of my regular customers wasn't buying from us very often anymore. He'd come in and hang out still, but he wasn't buying anything. And then I ran into him the other day in the street, and he showed me a new setup that he had in his hand. He had a T-Priv with Baby Beast on it. And obviously we stocked them, so I logically just said to him, "Oh, did you pick that up from us?" And he says, "No, I picked it up off of this Facebook group that I'm not going to name." And he says it was 40 quid for the complete kit.
Wait, can I just say, was he not going to name it, or you're not going to name it?
I'm not going to name them.
No, I don't think they advertise this group. I'm with you on this, dude.
I'm just asking.
I'm not gonna name the group because I don't think that's what we're about. But yeah, so I says to him, what, from like a shop in a group or second hand? And he was like, no, not second hand, from a shop that sells through a Facebook group. So he pointed me to this Facebook group, and I joined, and I finally got in today. And lo and behold, I'm finding Fantasy at £9.50 per bottle. I'm finding T-Priv kits at 40 quid for the full kit. Basically, it's full of stuff that's being sold at not much more than shops buy it at. It's being sold at prices that are a little bit above what retailers buy it at. And I've got a couple of issues with this. One, it's fucking cunty as fuck on people that have to pay overheads and pay for staff to keep them fucking fed and watered, and have to actually pay to invest into their businesses to continue to run them. That someone in a little living room operation comes along, buys up stock, adds a couple of quid to it, and then punts it back on because he's got zero overheads to worry about. For one, I think that's an absolute piss take on people that are involved in vape retail. Fucking got me. It properly riled me up earlier. But the other thing about it is, it distorts the perception of the value of goods. And I don't see how, as an industry, that's something that we can really stand for. Like, we don't set our prices with the intention of being greedy. We set our recommended retail prices so that everyone involved in the process of bringing a product to market gets a fair share. You know, just because one person can't perceive what that fair share is and where that money goes, that doesn't mean that it's their right to then start dictating out to the rest of the industry that shit is overpriced. And the thing that sealed this for me was that there was a post in this guy's group where a customer was slating retailers for charging retail prices, RRPs, on products because this guy sells them so much cheaper. And this guy was commenting on the post, backing the guy up for it, saying that retailers are overselling.
Oh, it's proper cunty. There's no doubt about that. Do we have any opinions on it, Dale, as a retailer?
Well, I don't see how it works for the person either. Like, you know, without sounding like a dickhead, people might be happy about, fucking hell, I just bought that and made £2 on it. Like, you know, that £2 is probably just going to be that. It's £2 to that person because they have no overheads, like Stu says. But from my point of view, if you're doing like, I mean, he doesn't do it anymore, so I don't want to say like John Bolden in the others used to wholesale. I used to buy off him, and then he started selling stuff at practically wholesale price on his own website. And to be fair, he was fucking getting the volume. So it's all right getting £2. Well, I still don't agree with the price of it, but it's all right him making £2 a month when he's selling 500 a week, and then he's doing that on 10 different products. That works for him as a business model. Don't work for anyone else. But I never really saw a decline because of it, because the shop picks up. The website, I think websites in general have massively declined anyway because of people like that. We've seen probably a 90% loss in web revenue in the past year. I mean, if I look at what we used to take a month a year ago and take the same month this year, it would make you cry. But it's just because, like you said, to open the shop, it costs a hell of a lot more, from rates, rent, extra staff, all that sort of stuff. So you've got to charge. And there are some shops that take the piss. I get that. But you've got businesses to pay, whereas for a website, you've got bills to pay. Whereas with websites, you can set a website up for fucking 20 quid. You can buy some stock for 500 quid. You've got a fully fledged e-commerce site to sell stuff. Your overheads are minimal, so you can undercut. But if we lose one customer per website that opens up, then over a year, with the amount of websites that's opened up, that has fucking killed the online market. So we've stopped. Our company have made the decision to only sell our own stuff online, because the only way we can compete is by doing offers on our juices from time to time, by offering free delivery. I'm not doing this as a plug, I'm genuinely not. But what I mean is we do DPD next day now. It's the only service we offer. I can offer that free for orders over 25 quid now, because I've got the margin to play with, because it's only my products. So I'm not fighting against someone over paranormals. I'm not fighting against someone over fucking Pandoras. Do you know what I mean? With that many people buying stuff, the web market's fucking dead. Like, complete, in my opinion, that's things like that have killed the web market.
I completely agree with you, Dale. I know Dale and I have had this conversation in the past, and we've compared like you said, a year ago to today, you know, ours isn't dead, but it's certainly not what we were taking 12 months ago, 18 months ago.
And I think the thing is, for every product, there's an arsehole that's selling it for less than retail. Do you know what I mean? So
but it's price wars, isn't it? Like people have price wars. If you're comfortable with the service you offer and stuff, you just stick to what you do. And then I'm saying this, I'm lucky. I don't have any competition in my area, which is good. The ones that are just further afield, we supply them anyway. But I'll be honest, if we didn't have a shop or wholesale, we just had our website, we would have gone under by now, just off the website.
yeah.
And when I say 90%, I fucking mean that. That's how much it's gone down, if not less. If not more, sorry. It's gone down by, and it's people like this fucking guy who have killed it. Because places like Manchester, I took you to Manchester, man, you remember?
Yeah.
And it's because places like that exist. The non-VAT registered fucking Walmart for vape goods. Do you know what I mean? If you're a business who's not VAT registered, you're fucking laughing in Manchester. I saw, in fact, you might have the same group. I've seen a guy posting, we've got this for 30 quid, we've got this for 40 quid. You're talking 50, 60 quid items. And he doesn't even have them. He lives local to Manchester. He takes photos of it on the fucking wholesaler's shelves and puts it on his group. He has zero outlay apart from fucking 30p in petrol. Because he literally just drives there, picks up his orders for the day, goes to the post office and ships it off. As a business fucking model, it's a genius idea. But for an industry-wide thing, that couple of quid a week they earn is going to kill an industry.
Exactly. This is the thing, is that we as an industry have to make it clear to people that we don't oppose stuff like this because we don't want customers to receive value for money. We oppose stuff like this because if it's allowed to continue and to spread and to propagate, it causes the industry to not exist in the long run.
Well, the industry as we know it. Places like here, places like Vape, places like Evo, places like Shady, places you can go and sit down and vape and talk to your mates. The one thing that I fucking love about this industry above all else, the smoking lounge 50 years ago was a community thing. A bloke would finish work, go to a smoking lounge, sit in his high back chair and have a cigar and talk to people he probably didn't know, but you'd talk to them. The community was there in that atmosphere. When smoking indoors got stopped, the smoking room died, but the community, the people who went there, that never went away. They just had nowhere to go. So when you open a vape shop and a lounge and somewhere to go, which costs money, they have somewhere else to go now, or the new age of that as a new place to go. But profit's now a dirty word again. You know what I mean? Profit has become a dirty word again. But there'll be people in the fucking greetings card industry who are having this argument, maybe not on a broadcast like this, but they'll be having arguments amongst the friends who own other shops, talking about how this cunt's selling them bulk wholesale at car boot for 50p a card, and it's killing you. It happens in every industry.
It's about having the integrity as a retailer, having the customer service as a retailer, being the person behind the product. You know, like, not saying like being the person who makes the product, being the person behind it, as if to say, you know, I go to the Yorkshire Vaper, I go to Vape because the customer service is better than, you know, Joe Blogg's corner shop. You know, the experience of shopping there is better because of the effort that's been put in. It's like when you go to a pub, Wetherspoons is all right. Do you know what I mean? If you went to a pub that looked like, you know, they put the effort in to have, I don't know, access for disabled people. They put in the effort to have drinks for people that had to drive, or, you know, they just went the extra mile. It might charm you into going back there. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's that point. It's, you get back what you put in. If you want a cheap shit website to sell cheap shit products,
it's not even cheap shit website. The way I look at it is, and I'm not being a cunt, it's not a money thing, but if you've got a bloke who's in his living room who cares that much about making a fiver than a huge industry and what it could do to it, if he's that bothered about a fiver, right? We all know if he buys something from Manchester and it's fucked, it's fucked. You know what I mean? They're not going to do anything about it. It's there. This guy is that bothered about making 4 quid or 5 quid on a mod. If your mod breaks, imagine what he'd fucking do if he tried to take that fiver back off him.
Yeah,
it won't happen. So
the thing is, right, I'll tell you what winds me up possibly more than all the bullshit itself is the rhetoric that people like this use to try and grow their customer base. They tell people that they're doing them a favor, they're helping them, that they want to put these products into their hands because they deserve to have access to them. Like, no one deserves to have anything if it means that an entire industry doesn't have fucking jobs at the end of the week as a result of it.
But these are the people, though, Stu, the same people who just go, it's not going to affect the industry. They don't have a fucking clue. They aren't actually on the front line of anything. If I lost my business tomorrow, I would lose absolutely anything. I would be more skint than the person who is doing what he's doing. If Mark lost his business tomorrow, I would. Both Mark and Lindsay are directors and work at Vapesk. That is their livelihood. Both me and Lindsay work and own TYV. That's our livelihood. If we look, the only money our business owes out is to me and Lindsay. If that went tits up tomorrow, touch wood it doesn't, we are fucked. We are more fucked than any fuck's ever been. Like, so, but I say these are the people who's like, no, don't be stupid. It's like, don't be stupid. How many don't be stupids do you have to hear before it's fucked? Do you know what I mean? It is a big deal, but fuck arseholes.
I've always been the case. I've always supported local, whether I'm buying TV, whether I'm buying a fridge freezer, whatever I'm buying. I always try, where possible, to support local, and I will buy local. Where did we go? Oh, yeah, we're looking at going back and starting our fish tanks up again. And went to a guy that we used to use years and years ago, and we used to buy our fish and everything else. And marine fish keeping isn't cheap. But I would rather put the extra 50 quid into the local fish trader's pocket than buy from Amazon. I'll be honest. Because he's supported me, he's helped me, he's given me good advice, and you can't put a price on that.
No.
Much the same. You walk into TYV, you're gonna get good advice. You're not just gonna be sold shit. If something's not suitable for you, they're not gonna sell it to you.
And this is the thing as well, you know, like selling a mod at 4 or 5 quid over wholesale price doesn't pay for someone to be trained. It doesn't pay for someone to love the product. It doesn't pay for someone to care about the customer's experience. It's not the same thing. And you know, like we all have it in our daily lives. Like there's certain stuff, like throwaway stuff, that you'll just grab from Amazon. For example, I buy my sandpaper from Amazon, you know, because it's fucking sandpaper. I don't care what hardware store I go into, and no hardware store is making its livelihood off of sandpaper. You know, hardware stores making its livelihood off of paint and paintbrushes and paint thinner and stuff like that. Like, I'll grab my sandpaper from Amazon. But will I go to Amazon to buy, for example, I don't know, if I wanted a new camera, I'd go to the camera shop down in the middle of town and I'd talk to guys that know everything there is to know about cameras, and I'd make sure that they hook me up with the correct camera for what I want to do.
But you know, try it, you get to touch it, you get their advice, people that know the product, not just. I'll be totally honest here. When Vape first started up, literally, we would buy in, and it started off as we call it, a bedroom business, if you like. We started off at home, and we would buy in a shit ton of stuff and sell it cheap. I did it.
Oh, you bastard!
I am a bastard. I know that. But over time, we realised that, you know, that's no good. I genuinely felt bad about it.
I think it's quality over quantity, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You can buy a clone mech off anyone, but to me, if you're not getting shown how to use it, I still after vaping for permanent vaping for 3 years. Like on and off smoking vaping for another additional 2 on top of that, I still couldn't coil a mech properly if I fucking tried. I couldn't reel off the full length of battery safety to you. And I say that as the owner of a vape company, but then again, I also say as someone who won't sell someone a mech. I will, and no, honestly, every single one of my staff will tell you, I will not sell someone a mechanical mod.
Yeah, so but then you've got guys that work for you like James and Ben that know mech mods inside out.
That's it. We've Ben doesn't work for me.
Well, he hangs around with you a lot.
He's here more than he's at home, yeah. But we have James, we have Nat, we have Scott of Calls by Scott, who fucking better. These people, Jack as well. These people have been using mechs since they went from starters to sub-homing. Do you know what I mean? They went straight to tubes. They learned. They could tell you battery safety inside out. Mark knows mechs.
Did you just say Jack?
Oh, mate, Jack knows his shit. as much of a fucking Crayola breakfast guy he is.
Jack shit.
Yeah, he legitimately knows his stuff. I've got as much as it doesn't look like it to people who've met Jack and me in the same room. I have a hell of a lot of time for him. He's a fucking great lad, and he knows his shit. And I get people who know their shit because people go away thinking, fucking hell, they know their shit. And then people come in, and it sounds like a daft thing. One of the complaints we had, and we were talking about this earlier, was, I'm going to tell all my friends not to come in here because you won't serve my 13-year-old son. Well, fucking tell them then. Do you know what I mean? You tell your friends I won't break the law. Please do. I will pay for the advert in the paper. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's your biggest complaint that I won't break the law, then jog on. If people leave here thinking, I literally know exactly what I need to do here, or fucking hell, I'm more educated than when I went in, and I went in for an education. Do you know what I mean? I went in for schooling. But if I did that, if I told someone I will sell someone a tube because I know how to assess people's knowledge on it. If they know more than me, they can buy a fucking tube. Because, you know, I can assess someone's ability to be able to use one. What I can't do is someone says, oh, can you call up me? Can you show us how to use it? I'm really sorry. And I would rather look like a dick owning the shop and not knowing how to do it than them leaving going, oh, you're a fucking tool, wasn't it? That's not what I want. So I employ people.
You get people coming back saying, oh, where's that the one with the big tits and all the knowledge? And you say, yeah. What, Nat? And says James.
Oh.
I'm happy to say I think unanimously we're going with proper cunty on that, Stu.
Absolutely.
That makes me so fucking happy. Genuinely does. And you know, I reiterate as well, I'm not interested in exposing this guy personally, because at the end of the day I think
he doesn't deserve the coverage.
I think that, you know, I did a little investigation into the guy. He's got a family. I don't want to see fucking somebody, you know, the whole pedestal I'm standing on is that people's livelihoods are at stake when you go like that. I wouldn't sink to the level of threatening his livelihood by slating his business openly in a way that could actually have repercussions for him. You know what I mean? I think that's just fair. I
agree to an extent, but he is actively threatening ours. However, from being deadly honest, it's bad for me. It's bad for Mark. If people,
yeah. Dude, I still depend on 3 days a week wages from a vape shop to top up my income to keep me going. You know, it affects me personally as well, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You know, like from an advertising point of view, from a business point of view, if he gets coverage, there might be people watching. I would be fucking partial to a good deal. And in fact, if you send me the link, if he's got some cheap stuff, then I pay for wholesale. I will probably fucking buy it off him. Well, I'm joking. I won't support him, but like, you know, do you know what I mean? It will.
I can guarantee you, though, you're not going to get a VAT receipt.
Really?
Yeah. Good fucking luck in that quest.
Are we leaving that in proper country then?
Yeah, I think that stays in proper country.
Well, we'll make mine quick then. The first one, Dale, have you got anything you want to add, or?
I was just going to add Purge. It was really good.
So let's go to fully charged. I was going to add this anyway, but as soon as Dale's mentioned it as well, let's go with Purge.
No arguments there, lads.
Refresh.
Way incredible guys.
They are really nice blokes, actually.
You know what? I've briefly met some of the team, obviously through Ben sponsored by him. I'm not including Ben when I say incredible guys.
No, Ben's lovely.
Yeah, Ben's one of a kind. You know what? They won.
Dale, can I just stop you 1 second? I'm really admiring how carefully you're skirting around complimenting Ben here.
Yeah, I've had 2.5 years of practice. No, I genuinely own a Purge. I was always into, even with Rogue, like I said, even with Rogue, I was always into the cleaner ones than I was more the. I had LEs, but I always prefer clean mods. And I bought that truck 2700 that Purge do. It's a fucking solid piece of kit. It looks fucking great, and they won an award over a shopper. So I'm really happy with them.
Yeah, well, I went out for dinner with all the guys who own Purge, and own Fast Eddie's distro.
Yeah,
they're fucking top lads.
Now, I'm gonna be the one with the potentially unpopular opinion here.
Oh, here we go, dickwad.
No.
We're coming up to fucking half an hour overrun, and you can't just be happy for us.
No, hear me out. I think Purge are wicked mods. I like the look of them. I like the feel of them. I like the weight of them. I just think the pricing is a little bit heavy-handed, and I think it could be a spot more accessible.
That was always going to happen when the distributor that got involved.
You see, they contacted me initially for distribution. We spoke a long time ago, and even then their pricing was unfavorable. That was the reason we didn't take them on distribution, was just through affordability.
I've got nothing against them. Like the people, just that I know what they're like and how they trade, and the prices on everything were ridiculous. So that's obviously going to surge them out. I mean, I'll be honest. I think our prices for some of the LEs were ridiculous for Rogue, but I can control what I need to make on them. And I've told you, Matt, what I made on Rogues, and hand on heart, people wouldn't believe on face value what they retailed at. People wouldn't believe what I was making up. We all know fucking why now, because I was overpaying for every fucking one of them. Yeah. But that happens. Yeah.
But yeah, I think fully charged.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with popular opinion at the end of the day. People love them. Everyone that owns one loves them. Everyone that doesn't own one would own one if they could either afford one or were willing to pay the money for one.
I own one and I love it. It's
yeah, I mean, I'd like to own one.
That's good enough for me. Do you have another owner, Mark?
I do. Bear with me, I'm just changing my batteries. I've got two more.
Fuck me, we've got 8 minutes until it's half an hour over.
Oh, shut up, whining. Okay, I'll save one for next week then.
I was going to say, yeah, knowing you'll come next week. None, so.
Yeah, probably. So I've dropped it in John O'Brow for now.
John O'Brow.
Brasso.
Oh, I'd love to hear what you've got to say about Brasso.
Brasso. There's obviously a lot of different things out there that we can use to polish our implements. Now, the reason I brought Brasso up is it must have been a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Excuse me. Saturday morning in the shop, and I got my purge out, and it was looking a little worse for wear. So got the Brasso out, got my little rag out, and gave it a good polish. Phone rang, I turned around and flew the bottle of Brasso across the shop. So now I have white stains. I now have white stains everywhere, up the cabinets, up the work surfaces.
What happened? Were your ticks playing up or something?
Exactly. What do we use? What do you guys use to clean your mods?
I use Brasso on the inside and Autosol on the outside.
Cape Cod.
Yeah, Cape Cod's wicked.
I use James.
Do you polish, bro?
Yeah.
No, you polish. Do you remember that? What happened now?
James's new product line dropping at Expo. Do you even polish, bro?
No, I think you can't beat.
What a joke, Chris. Can anyone actually remember his name?
Dan Wakefield.
Dan Wakefield.
Dan Wakefield. I forget that. I've got his cock implanted in my brain, but
your wank bank.
Hey?
What? Do you not remember?
Say hey?
How do you not remember him and his cock?
I remember, but he never put his cock in my ear.
Oh, okay.
I've seen his dick more times than I've seen me own.
That's not hard with your belly.
Oh, no. No, yeah, Cape Cod you can't beat for convenience. Does all the jobs Brasso does and more, and it's a lot more convenient. It's more expensive, but it's worth it.
I had a customer come in the other day, and he said to me, "Mark, damn, Avid Life, the Life rags, they're fucking incredible, absolutely incredible. What is it?" And I was like, "Mate, they're sunshine cloths. They're just sunshine cloths rebagged." And all of a sudden, I was his best friend.
Yeah, because you just saved him fucking 15 quid a week or something.
So what are our opinions on Brasso then?
I find Brasso spot on. I use the liquid stuff, not the wadding. But I find it spot on for doing the internals. The only reason I don't use autosol on the internals is because it leaves a layer behind, so it makes the contacts arc.
Do you not find autosol a bit abrasive?
But yeah, it is. It's supposed to be abrasive.
Well, that's the end of that then.
I would like to try out Teacup just to see how it would be interesting. But yeah, I think that's us, isn't it, guys?
I think
We're about done.
to leave.
Huh?
I think Chris is desperate to leave. He either needs a shit or...
No, the chair's so uncomfortable.
Well, that's because your ass is twice the fucking width of it.
Well, yeah.
You see, it's making me uncomfortable.
Fuck yeah.
Your creepy face is making me uncomfortable.
Your fucking leopard print cum-stained bed sheets make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, baby.
Look like you've murdered Mel B and chucked her on your bed.
That's
It's better on the bed sheet than inside your balls. I'm just saying, Chris, some people use them.
Yeah.
This is true.
No, poor Chris. He'll get laid one day.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure his wife's pregnant.
It depends how much money I make. Oh, right. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, but there's no saying it's Chris's.
That's true.
We do have a handsome postman.
There we go. You heard it here first on Vape UK. Should we say good night, guys?
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next week with more fun and entertaining frolics. Yeah, who have we got next week? Are we announcing who we've got next week or keeping it hush?
I can't remember.
Your choice, mate. I'm not here.
Oh no. Well, oh shit, it's just me and you next week, Chris.
Ah.
I think we should get Dale back just in case.
Yeah. Dale, you're busy next week.
Probably not. Do you know what? And I'm not just saying this for another shameless plug, but I fucking love being in this shop. I do.
Dale, don't forget to be at the shop Friday. I'm coming to see you.
I'll be here, mate. Don't you worry.
Take a day off, son. Put your feet out.
Cracking. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.